What's up, everybody? It's Luke Travis from LTR. Today we'll be talking to two different team members about how I got started in my racing career and how our 2023 season went. First, we will talk about how I got started in my career. So let's roll into it. Everybody meet my dad. He is the crew chief and team owner. He's the first first team member we will be talking to today. So, Dad, give him some back history in your racing.
I started out at a young age racing drag cars on the street here locally. The first time I ever went to a circle track was probably 95, 96. I went to Ace Speedway. I had a family friend that used to take us all the time. Every Friday night we was always there. That's when we kind of started in the circle track, and then we helped out a friend for a little while here and there, different go-kart tracks on dirt. That's when Luke kind of got started seeing go-karts, and it kind of went downhill from there.
All right. So the second question we're gonna talk about: we already talked about that question. So what was it like for us to get our first win in a go kart?
It was very, very exciting. We had a lot of people that was behind us. Brandon, you'll meet him in a little while. He was helping us out at that time. Andy Stone was helping us out a lot. The races he won in go-karts was always on the wet track. It was just something that he liked about a wet track that nobody else liked, and he always run his best on the wet track.
All right. So the next question: what was it like getting our first race win in August of 2021 in Extremes?
That was probably the best win that I would say that we had throughout the race, starting the racing altogether. We were on asphalt then, running at Ace, running the extreme class. He really worked for that one. Come in the first race we ever had, he sat on the pole. We probably didn't practice the car, but maybe twice before we had the first race. You were what, 13?
Yeah, 13, because I just turned 13. I got it for my birthday.
Yep, we bought it for his birthday. Keith Brame was the owner of that car and pretty much built that car and helped us to get started off as far as setups and so forth. But
all right. So keeping it with the extreme situation, what was it like getting the 3 out of the 5 races, or getting 3 wins out of the 5 races we ran in 2022 and winning the championship? What was it like?
It was it was a headache, but it was it was fun. He really worked hard, and like I said, Brandon helped us out as well on that. He's been with us the whole time. We've had a lot of great sponsors with us. A1 Forestry, A1 Lawn Care, Mosley Painting, R&M Llewellyn, Travis Towing. Jason York has helped us out a lot throughout the years, and really helping us now as far as what to do on the new car and what not to do. But that year was probably, it's going to be the most memorable for Luke and us because he won the championship that year. It was a tough year. They couldn't get tires, COVID.
Only running 5 out of the 14 races they had too.
Yeah, and they just wasn't running our series there at Ace as much. It was a bad year, but it was a great year for us.
All right, we're fixing to roll into the second segment, which will have my uncle. This next segment, or the second segment, is going to be talking to my dad and my uncle about our 2023 season. So, this is my uncle Brandon. He owns A1 Forestry Motor, one of the major sponsors on the new car, old car, and go-karts. He's a hauler driver, spotter, and a crew member, and a major sponsor. I already said that, but just had to clear that up. So, how do y'all think our 2023 season went? Whoever wants to go first is fine.
Brandon, you gonna go on that one first?
Well, yeah, I can take that one. To be honest with you, we had some ups, we had some downs. Had a couple times tore the car pretty bad. I come home, work some long hours on the car that week. It's challenging, especially you go to the track, the weekend, and you expect to roll in there and go home in one piece, and you pretty much got to cut the front end to pieces to shove your car back in the trailer. So we've had our ups and we've had our downs. Luke's really progressed this year, and it's just been a tough year. It's been a tough year with the change over from a 4-cylinder front wheel drive car to a V8 rear wheel drive car. It's been a big change, and he's really excelled.
You want to elaborate on that, or go to the next one?
2023 season, it's been a tough season. I ain't gonna say necessarily financially and everything, but we bought the car at the end of 22.
Right after we won the championship.
We sold the extreme car as soon as he won the Rodney Cook race, which was a big achievement for him because knowing Rodney and the whole family, his brother Nuki helps us. That was something that he really wanted to do, and 2022 season was an awesome season. We got to 2023, we were getting stuff together for the car, motor, transmission, we had to go through everything on the car. Started off the season, him not being that comfortable with a straight gear and a V8 car. He's not done bad this year. He's still learning, and we're still learning. 2024 is still going to be a big learning curve for him and for us. But he tore up some stuff. Not intentionally, but just not being as experienced as a driver as some of the other ones. But some of the other ones, I would say, in that class that should be more experienced is not necessarily what I would call experienced drivers. Not just mistakes on him, stupid mistakes by competitors. Trying to win it on the first lap is it's not something we look at, and not something that we're going to encourage him to try to do. But he's gotten better. Just the seat time is what he needs, and that's what we plan on doing starting off 2024. It's just, trying to get as much seat time as we can.
So, what was y'all's favorite track from the 2023 schedule that we ran?
I love Ace. Ace is our home track. Caraway is, it's a different track. I like Caraway. Luke, I don't think is as much likes Caraway as much as, it's more affordable, I will say, at Caraway to run. As far as, your daily expense at the track. That's something, we got to look at a lot too, because it's going to be higher to run these other tracks.
Yeah.
But as far as the best track that I like was probably Goodyear.
I feel like I ran the best there. To be honest,
They called it New River.
New River All-American now, but it was Goodyear.
That was an exciting
rough
weekend. That was, So you know, I want to elaborate a little bit on that
Oh,
one. Thursday night, that Thursday night, Luke plays regional football also. So you know, we deal with that also. So, and I took the car down to Ace on Thursday night for one of the guys that we trust, very highly trustable guy. We let drive the car at practice for us, and we made some changes. Friday, I ain't mistaken. Friday morning, I left South Boston to pick up some parts. Drove all the way to South Boston. Drove back. Put a gear in the car, in the trailer, rolled it out. Luke and David, you know, they got there after Luke got out of school. David got off work. You know, I got a little bit better flexible schedule, and we ran that Friday night. We get a telephone call. Oh, I don't know, about 10 o'clock. Says
Before the second race we ran.
we ran 2 races that night. It was back to back head of night, and you know, we're all tired, dragging, and we had a phone call from York Racing. Says. We want y'all to hit the road tonight and want you to come down to New River. Well, now that's 3.5 hour drive to New River Speedway, and I'm like, David, I got it. Let's go. So I called Jason over at York Racing. Said, Jamie's car going too? He said, yeah. All right. Well, I'll come pick a toter home up. We'll unload our stuff, put it in your trailer, and go in the toter home with the big trailer.
To add to that, we done that in the parking lot.
We done it in the parking lot here at the shop at 2 a.m. in the morning. We pulled out of the parking lot at 2 a.m. and I drove through the night and we got to New River the following morning, and I think I got about an hour's sleep there before I went to track and you know, had to fix a few things there at New River to get ready for the race. And
You was sleeping.
I did. I slept most of the day, but there again, I drove through the night driving
Yeah.
road tractors, so you know that's a whole different aspect when you drive a big truck. And so went down there, and I'm gonna let David tell y'all about the race on that day. It was amazing what we pulled off in a 2-night stretch.
Well, we started off the Friday night. He had a football game Thursday, and he had practiced football all week. Went down on Friday night to Ace, twin 30s.
Yeah, we ran
Um,
10th and
I think we were
the second one and the
8th or
12th.
9th in
Yeah.
the first race, and then we ended up running 10th or 11th into the second race. Got caught up in a little bit of a bump up in the second race. It tore the door up a little bit and offended the skirt and all that, but they called and was talking about, hey man, y'all come on down here, let's go. Y'all need to be here in the morning so we can early practice and
We didn't even get to practice that.
change everything over. Well, Brandon and everybody, we got everything loaded up. So I followed him down. Well, Luke slept on the way down
all
there
the way there.
so that he would have a little bit of, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit of rest. We get down there. They let us in the track. We get everything set up. You know, Jason and them got their car out. We got ours. Me and Luke's pulling panels and stuff off, trying to straighten it out and where it's not all crinkled up and,
Yeah.
you know, bent up and tore all to pieces. But we go out for qualifying, and I think he qualified,
8th or 9th.
no, it was seventh out of seven cars. And we were actually, I thought we were going to be running in the limited class. Jason and them said, no, you're going to be running in with the late models. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be, we underpowered for this, but we changed gears, and Jason was just kind of telling him how the track and stuff goes, and because it's a total different track. You're not just running an oval
High bank.
like we normally run. You kind of got a dog leg going into 1 and 2, and it's a little different track.
I feel like I didn't really figure the track out until like lap 30.
Yeah, it was.
I think I figured it out more under caution than I did
Yeah,
under green flag laps.
but we ended up. He stayed out there. He kept pushing. We did get a lap down.
They gave me my lap back, and then
They
I
gave
went
him a
down
lap back,
again.
and then he ended up getting 1 lap down again. But
Got it back.
we ended up finishing 4th that night, and
So-
that was his first actual NASCAR sanctioned track, and running with the late models.
High expectations.
You know, it that was probably a high point of,
Our season.
the 2023 season, and we run the Rodney Cook race, but we were fighting the car, fighting problems, and it was a crazy day that day. But that's probably the funnest track we've been to, and hopefully we'll be able to see some different tracks and see what he really may like this year.
So, going off of what you just said, us going to new tracks and stuff in 2024, what can people expect from LTR in 2024?
I'm hoping we're gonna be sitting in Victory Lane in 2024. Because it ain't gonna be shy of me and Brandon busting our tail to do what we got to do. I know we got good sponsors that's gonna be coming back on this year, so that's a big help. And we're looking for sponsors.
Anything.
A lot of teams go out here and they push,
Big
high
money.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
And I understand these small businesses that wants to help us out.
Yep.
I ain't turning nobody down.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to
Yeah.
help this kid out, I'm more than happy to put their name out there, and give them a shot on the car, and but it takes a lot of our big sponsors to really make everything
Go around.
because I work every day, but I can't afford everything by myself. Brandon works every day; he can't afford everything by himself. So I mean, it takes a lot, but I think we're gonna have a good year this year, and it's still gonna be it's gonna be a little rocky to start off still
For sure.
because he's still learning. We're still learning. Hopefully, we're gonna do a little upgrade on some stuff and maybe get a little more horsepower coming through the back tires.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a little something different for him. But I think we're gonna have a good year.
Anything you want to add to that, Brandon?
Yeah, I do, and it kind of falls off of some of the questions here. I kind of highlight on some things that I've seen over the year from other people and being around the track. We leave on Friday or Saturday, and I get the road tractor, and they get in one of the other vehicles. We hit the road. We leave home to have fun. That young man right there, Luke. I've seen him have the worst of the worst days. He's down at Caraway Speedway, and I'm the spotter. I stand up on the tower, tell him what's coming, what's around him, and to be honest with you, he scared the bejesus out of me this year. They piled up in turn 3, and I got the hauling radio, caution in front of you, caution in front of you. And I had nowhere to tell him to go. I mean, it was just, there was nowhere to go. And Luke, as the driver, has to make the last ultimate decision on where he's going to send that 3,000-pound missile. And that's a choice he has to make. And he seen a gap, he took it. The car that ended up, wrecking, rolled in front of him, took the front end off the car pretty bad. And I'm up in the stands because I spot from the stands most weekends, and all I can see is the side of a car destroyed. And I see,
like a can
and I get down there, and I'm expecting Luke to have his head hung down. No, he's in high spirits. We'll get it back together. We're going at it again next week.
I don't even know why, but I was excited after that wreck for some reason. I don't even know why. I just tore half of my car off, and I was out of the car, jumping around, talking, laughing, everything right after the wreck. It didn't really set in until the next day when I was a little sore, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been, for sure.
So, I mean, we leave here, it's a family function. Luke's my nephew, David's my brother-in-law, and I love them death like family. And I have a lot of people say, well, I don't know why you deal in race cars and this and that. This is my, I enjoy helping them. I do anything in the world for them, but it's my escape from reality to go work on the car. It's at least 3 or 4 nights a week that, during the race season, I'm in the shop and Luke has football practice, and David's got to pick him up, and And you know, they're all the time, you know, hey man, I appreciate you doing that. Thank you for getting this and thank you for doing that. And I enjoy doing it. You know, to see him get out of a race car, you know, we go back a little bit farther in the conversation we had. When he won the Rodney Cook race in the championship in 2022? 2022. When he won that championship, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to suck up some tears because you know
I think everybody.
I mean it's a million weekends. I was on the backstretch screaming, "Come on, come on, come on, come on!" And he was giving it all it had. It was, you know. But we'll get to that point with the car we're running now, and I see next season being a more of a learning experience. You know, Luke has to learn to drive the car and work on the car. You know, he helps out everything he can. And
Because one thing, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
yeah, go ahead.
One thing that I've instilled in him, that car don't leave on Friday or Thursday or Saturday or whatever if he's not putting time in it.
That's right.
If you know, he's not putting money in it, but if he wants to race on Friday night or Saturday or whatever,
I gotta help turn wrenches on.
he's gonna turn
That's right.
wrenches on it. And yes, I don't get under there and, you know, I push him to be self-sustained on anything he does.
That's right.
Because I'm not going to be here forever. He's not going to be here forever. You know, I don't like when kids show up at the track with a duffel bag and has not touched nothing
No.
on the car,
And jump in the car.
No.
jump in the car and go.
Yeah.
That's not racing to me.
No.
That's
It's not.
hand fed, you know,
Yep.
here you are, everything you want.
Yeah.
And I
I
don't
feel
like
like-
it. You know, if he don't turn wrenches on that car during the week, you know, he doesn't, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't race.
Yeah.
But the first thing before anything is God, and the second thing is going to be his schoolwork.
Right.
If he does not make a certain grade, he knows that car will not move until that grade is pulled
That's right.
up.
Mhm.
And, you know, that's something,
I've always had that.
it's just, you know, no
All the
matter
way
what
through
we've
go
done,
karts.
he's always
Baseball.
had to have that grade.
Yeah.
You know, if he busts his tail in school and does what he's supposed to do in school, I don't mind doing this on the weekend.
That's right.
You know, I mean, that's
That's right. That's right.
because doing something like this is something that he'll never forget.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that you can't be taught in
School.
school.
Definitely.
I mean, it's something that can't be taught like that.
And
he'll remember something on this right here more than he did, you know,
Learning something
Yeah.
in school.
hanging out with a bunch of buddies all the time, not doing nothing.
Anything, yeah.
You know, he'll remember this stuff right here.
yeah, that's kind of like you being in your late 30s, maybe in my mid 30s. You know, it's sometimes me and David sit scratch our head, go, what do we do to make this do this? and we put our heads together and sometimes we have to lean on Jason and them and say, hey, what are we doing here, boss? I don't think we're going the right way. And they'll be like, oh, we'll do this. Go do this. And you know, it works out. Me and David still learning. Me and him got a lot to learn with chassis. Motor side, me and him's about got that figured out. But chassis wise, we got some learning to do this year, Dave.
It's a lot between chassis and tires. I mean, that's a big thing.
Most definitely. Y'all got anything else to talk about?
No, it was when he first got started. I bought a 2004 Phenom go-kart and a enclosed trailer,
That was probably.
and I got it pretty cheap. I had less than $500 in all of that. We picked up a motor here, and you know, borrowed some wheels and bought some tires, and we stuck him out there, and he went to it.
I almost won a championship.
That was
year.
kind of, and I'm trying to remember what year that was.
That was 18 or 19.
17, 18.
17, 18.
I would say 17 or 18.
Yeah, because I was in like 3rd or 4th grade.
So I mean, that's what kind of got it all started, and he's been,
At it ever since.
you know, we raced go-karts for what, 4 years?
Had a total of 4 wins.
Had 4 wins. Then we moved into cars, and
Had 5 out of the 2 seasons and championship. And
we
then
didn't run a whole full season that he had.
the
We didn't
first
run
year.
but, what, 4 races? Roughly?
Yeah, 4 races.
4 races.
And you won one of them.
Won it and then finished second and third most of them.
Well, you finished third one time your first year. You won one and finished second 3 times.
Yeah. So I had a decent track record in 22 and 21 and 22 at Ace, and then this year we've been pretty consistent top 10 and had a top 5 at New River, and then hopefully next year we have a whole lot of more top 3s. We didn't get no top 3s this year, but it's just stats, and stats don't really mean nothing. It just, I don't know. It just
Gives you
It-
it gives you a goal to shoot
Yeah.
for and to go
most
for.
definitely.
You know, if you can say, well, we had this and we had this over the year, you know, that gives me and David and Luke, you know, a point of reference to say, hey, let's see if we can do a little bit better this year and
Yeah.
next year a little bit better. You know, I'm sure David has talked to Luke so many times about it. He's standing in the shop and I'm up on the car piddling and listening to them, and David says, boy, it ain't about to win. It's about to. It's about the camaraderie and all of it, and
It is.
and the family time they get to spend, and you know. But there again, at the end of the day, we all 3 sitting here very competitive, and
Yeah.
and it's some days I go to the other side, over to the back stretch and stand and stare off his face. Dave's on the front stretch thinking, and Luke's on there walking around going, what are they doing? And the whole time, me and him just trying to figure out what we doing, and it's
Yeah.
it's fun. I enjoy it. I actually look forward to the 24 season to see what the cards are gonna hold, what they're gonna bring us.
Anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
So that's going to wrap up this episode. Make sure to go check out our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And make sure you look for this episode of the podcast on all the streaming apps. Make sure you stay updated with LTR to see what all is going on in 2024. We'll see you in the next episode.
And hey guys, don't forget, hit that like, subscribe,
Yeah.
and give him that check mark, because if you don't give him enough, we won't be able to. You won't be able to see it as much. So make sure you give him them likes and them subscribes, and give that thumbs up on YouTube also, so you keep up what's going on.